You're listening to CBC Online at cbchs.org.
On CBC Online, talk with CBC basketball coach Bob McCormack off a huge sectional win against Cape Central. Coach, talk about last night's victory.
Again, a collective effort. Anytime you get to this stage, every possession, both offensively and defensively, is extremely important. We had great guard play last night from Jared Barnes and Arion Maxey, and we had 4 guys in double figures again, which really makes us really hard to guard because you can't really key on one guy. And when you look at the scorebook this year, every time that we've had scores like that, we've won, or at least been successful, and given ourselves a chance to win. So last night was no different. We got out of the gate early and went up 13-0 on them. And in games like that, 13-0 is not insurmountable, but we still continued to pour it on them and had a good halftime lead.
Now, when we first started this video series, you talked about your team being a very young team. You weren't really sure what you got. Now you're standing here as one of the top 8 teams in the state of Missouri. I mean, that's a lot of growth must have happened this past year.
Yeah, it's a progression process, and these guys have kind of bought into what we want them to do. And we don't give them too much to think about in our film sessions and in our walkthroughs and things like that, but we give them enough to know the tendencies of our opponents, and it's their duty to go out and perform, and they've done that just unbelievably.
So you're going back to play at UMSL. Talk about UMSL. Obviously, you have a close relationship. You played there, but you've been there many big games. You played down there at UMSL. Talk about playing in that environment.
It really is a great environment when you get down to the final 8 teams here in the state. UMSL is a perfect venue for that because it seats, about 6,500 to 7,000, and I'm sure on Saturday it'll be packed. But more importantly is the way that we want to play on Saturday, and that's no different than the way that we've played all year long, being able to dictate the tempo on both ends of the floor. And I really think that that with the 94-foot court, the college and pro court, where most high school gyms are 84 feet, it's really going to kind of make us, I think, difficult to guard with our quickness. Gives us a little more room to operate. There's 5 feet in between the head of the key and the center circle on both ends of the floor. So we're going to try and take advantage of that and utilize our quickness.
So talk about your opponent Marquette. What do you guys need to do to turn that game into victory?
Well, we're going to have to defend the post, kind of like we did last night. Certainly Rossberg's probably a little bit better than Tisdale, who we played last night on the post. He's a little bigger, a little better offensively. We need to make him run the floor. I mean, it's one of those deals where we got to, again, utilize our quickness. We got to, when he does catch it on the post, make it difficult for him to score. That's no secret. And again, have to have good guard play. Anytime you have good guard play, you give yourself a chance to win. And the way we've been playing and running people at the post like we did last night, we were successful. So we're going to try and do some of the same things against Rossberg.
So we talked earlier, right before the districts, about just the pressure playing in these games. It's, one and done sort of thing. If you don't win, your season's over. Boy, now this has really become a big pressure cooker. How does a young team respond to that, playing in these big games?
I think it's kind of funny the way you deal with these young kids, because we don't have any starters back from last year yet. These guys throughout the year are now starters. I mean, it's one of those deals where the way they've matured throughout the year, They can still get a little giddy in the shoot-arounds and film sessions and laugh, and that's all good. I mean, that's part of being a kid and part of the high school experience. But I think when it's time to step on the floor, I really think that these guys have responded and taken it as serious as any team that I've ever coached. So from a coaching standpoint, we look at that and we kind of let some things go that we know they're just kids, yet they take it serious when the ball goes up, and we really appreciate that as a coaching staff. They really want to win for the school. They want to win for CBC. They know the tradition of CBC basketball, and they want to make them proud.
Again, this time of year, it's just a very critical time where one game, a couple bad possessions could really change the games. But what do you guys talk, as a coaching staff, how do you talk to the guys about handling adversity and in these key moments in these games? I mean, you had some in Webster. They came back, and you're able to kind of put them back away. So what do you talk to them about just handling the adversity of playoff basketball?
I think one of the things is with our high-pressure defense right now, one of the key components for us is not allowing second shots. We'll defend initially, and there have been times where we allow second chance points. We didn't do that last night. Last night at the half, they had 2 offensive rebounds. So it may, to some person, it might seem like a little thing, but it's a huge thing for us, simply because they're one and done on that possession, and it's really key for us to get defensive rebounds.
And the fact that you guys came into the district playoffs, you weren't in the top 10 in the area. I mean, that kind of took a lot of pressure off you guys of just being able to play basketball, not having to live up to an expectation.
Yeah, and that's what comes with youth. I mean, nobody expected us to really be where we're at, and the kids really kind of took that as a challenge, and they've really responded well and worked hard when we needed them to work, and not taking it too seriously, but also in the same respect, knowing that they've worked hard all year long and they deserve this. It's how they perform out on the floor that will determine whether we win or lose, and a 19-10 record with the schedule we play right now is certainly a tribute to these young men.
And finally, Saturday night, I mean, boy, what a game. You're the marquee game at UMSL, the Elite Eight. Talk about a great atmosphere for some great high school basketball. Just talk about playing on Saturday night.
I graduated from here in 1981, Rob, and I can still remember not only playing in sporting events, but also the crowd and just the total school experience for CBC, and we're just happy to bring it to the student body as well as the administration and everybody involved that's rallied behind us. So you'll be able to see that jam-packed stands, and the kids will not disappoint in their effort on Saturday night. I know that for a fact, and I just can't wait to get out there and see how the kids perform, because it's gonna be fun.
That's CBC Marquette, 7:45 at UMSL this Saturday night. Coach McCormack, good luck. We're behind you. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, Rob. Thanks.
CBC, Men for Tomorrow, Brothers for Life.